roll?
Let's do it.
Back to the coffee cardboard podcast.
Yeah. What are we doing again?
Well, Magic's been dying this year, I think. Is Magic dead? Is Lorwyn here to save it?
The year just started, dude.
It's been dead for 3 days.
But anyway, welcome to Coffee and Cardboard. We have, the 3 best podcasters on YouTube. We have Malcolm. He hates Marvel. He hates Lord of the Rings. He hates Stranger Things. Confirmed. Yeah. And loves the Magic though. So thanks for being here, Malcolm. Mm-hmm. And we have Kyle, the Lord of the Internet.
Oh yeah.
King of Reddit.
King of Reddit. Yeah.
Spends 27 hours a day.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was gonna say 28.
He's like the Hermione Granger of Reddit.
Yeah. I love everything except Star Trek.
And you have me, the host, Rob.
Yeah.
The best Magic reseller. What do we call me? The good scalper.
The only good scalper.
I'm the only good scalper. Yeah. I've actually never been to Target and I've never punched any children for the Pokemon. So
no, you went to Target, but they were out of stock.
Oh yeah, I do check every once in a while. I'll peep my head in there. You know?
all the ballot scalpers have been there.
You've never bum rushed a pallet at Costco.
So. Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I don't even have that's too much of a green flag. Costco membership's way too green for me. we got Lorwyn coming up the chain. I do think over the last few weeks some more money has come back into Magic. I think Q4 we really saw it basically die after Spider-Man hit.
He's a menace.
So how do you guys feel about the market? Do you think we're like in a healthy place right now, or I guess we can separate maybe the market and the game?
Sure.
I tend to think market first, game second. Right. Even though I do love playing, but yeah, how do we feel about the market right now?
As a purely a consumer, the prices are still high. Too damn high, right? So like, even if like the collector money is in or out of the market, like I don't keep as close a track of that as you do, obviously, but it still feels like we're feeling the impact of all that collector money coming into the market, over the last year.
Yeah.
And things are still really expensive, so that's annoying.
Yeah, I think the Pokemon Bros fled the ship when Spider-Man came out, and they saw all the prices tanking.
Agree.
So, I mean, overall, for consumer-wise, that's a good thing. Yeah. So everything's not expensive and out of stock all the time.
Is it like certain products that you're most focused, like, or do you think like all prices should be like? Because like I think it's important to maybe distinguish between like collector boxes and like play boxes as far as like consumers go. Because I mean, collector boxes by the name are really meant, I think, for collecting in a way.
For sure, right.
Obviously you can open and get all the crazy, treatments if you want. But the Pokemon style, and as we can see behind me, like a lot of people like to, just keep them sealed.
Yeah.
Right.
So to me, like I'm more okay with collector boxes being really expensive. Yeah. I do think play boxes have to be attainable, which I think what's sort of interesting, like the big sets, it's really impossible to get play boxes near like MSRP or like where you would want to open and just use the cards or draft even
at launch, at least, right? Like,
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, so at launch, like Edge is a good example. Like you could get Edge at launch, but after like a month, we're like basically it was up 30-40% in the market. Yeah. So I mean, we're and we're talking like $100 to $150 a box. It's not like an insane difference. But
I assume that's kind of supply and demand, though, right? Like especially if a set comes out and is popular, they'll print a bunch of play boxes, but then eventually those get bought up. It starts to drive the price up of what's remaining until they like eventually go through another print run of it again, and the price will go back down to kind of MSRP. Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And so like what you have now is like they did a small reprint of Edge, and it just got sucked up into the market. Like it literally like I could get some, but it was difficult. And like Rudy's, like the big famous like Florida guy.
Yeah.
I talk about some that has like just like the stacks of cases like behind him and all the YouTube videos. He did a sale where to get an Edge box, you could get an Edge box, and I think it was two. I think, don't quote me exactly, but it was like 1 Edge box, 2 Final Fantasy box, but you had to buy 3 Spider-Man boxes.
Oh no!
So
No deal. I'm out.
and honestly, like it was a good deal. Like if you like added it up, because it's like the Final Fantasy were all like $10 to $20 below market, and the Edge is like where the market is now, but like those will be back up.
Yeah.
But the Spider-Man, you're gonna lose like $20 a box.
Oh.
So it's like it basically averaged out. I personally didn't buy it just because I already have a stack of Spider-Man play boxes, and I just didn't want to add more to that position. I even though like if I didn't have any Spider-Man exposure, I probably would have done that.
Yeah.
Because I think Spider-Man was bad enough where they're not going to reprint it.
Yeah.
And
Gotta hope so.
yeah.
I think it probably also suffers from or falls into the category. I forget what set it was. Everybody like panned it I think it was Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah.
that did not sell well. No one ever really talked about it. Like it was kind of forgotten. But if you look back, there's actually some decent cards in there. Like not enough to like buy boxes and go digging for them, right?
Yeah.
But like if you're buying singles, like there's some solid cards in there.
Yeah.
So I feel like Spider-Man probably falls into a similar category where like as a set and the rollout of it like flopped, and for good reason.
Yeah.
But there's still some solid cards in there that once that kind of opinion wanes a little bit, people kind of forget about it and come back to it later.
Right.
There's going to be some stuff that people are going to want to crack it for.
Yeah, especially with I'm and I kind of joke like kind of early on. I feel like my position on Marvel has changed of just being involved in Magic with Spider-Man coming out, because like I think before I got that. Like I think I understood why people liked Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely felt like it was overplayed. But it didn't really bother me. But now, like, I can't stand it. Like, I'm just like Spider-Man definitely put me over the edge. Where I'm just like, I don't want to hear about this or be involved in this at all.
It's a cash grab.
but there is another Marvel set coming out this year, and I assume they're going to do a better job on this next set. Like, it couldn't be worse. But if they do even like a B+ job or like an A- job on the set, what's going to happen is there's going to be a ton of synergy with some of these old Spider-Man cards, and I think that, and especially especially if they don't reprint the play boxes.
Yeah,
I think that's where there will be some benefit to holding it. I'm definitely not like adding to the position, like banking on that, because it's just like we're what 6 months away from that, and
It's funny that you said like Assassin's Creed's has like valuable cards, just like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed is a smaller set than Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was supposed to be a smaller set too.
Yeah,
but they decided over the hype around Spider-Man and Marvel, they decided to add more cards. But I think they just added like more crappy cards. Like there's cards in this set that are like this does the same thing, but one's like way worse at doing it for like the same mana cost.
Yeah.
And it's just like they just half-assed the whole thing.
And even just like flavor wise or thematically, like some of the cards definitely seem a little half-assed, right? Like guy in chair is a card.
I love Spider-Man, but just like seeing like box openings on YouTube, like it did not sell me.
I mean, we opened a couple boxes, and I think I definitely like to make the comparison, like, because there's a $30,000 card in Spider-Man versus like the big hits in Assassin's Creed are probably closer to like 3,000-4,000 if you get like the best serialized card possible, which honestly that's still like a lot of money and still good, but the boxes are about the same price. But that's what or was it the beta Lotus or like revised Lotus? Like one of the Lotuses goes for about $30,000. So it's like, at some point
Right.
I would open a box of like McDonald's receipts and a Black Lotus for, for the chance of a Black Lotus for, there's a certain price I would do that at.
Sure.
And it's getting close to where Spider-Man is now, I think, like in that like $250 range.
Yeah.
Probably does make sense just to do that. Even
Buy
though
a couple
is
cases
really rare.
and go digging.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen there's definitely some content on there where people have done something similar and have not made it.
Yeah, like we're opening collector booster boxes until we find the soul stone.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like the boxes I have, I know there's some kind of floor because of that, and I do think the going back to the Marvel stuff, like the next Marvel set, will probably make the collector boxes a little better. But
Yeah,
I don't think that's a great investment by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But I think it'll eventually be okay.
I think the Marvel set already had like previewed a bunch of good reprints and unique cards, and they're most likely doing at least 1 or 2 soul stones like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's only going to drive up the price. So I think Marvel's going to do really well this year.
Well, yeah, because excuse my lack of Marvel knowledge. The Soul Stone is one of the Infinity Stones?
Yeah, there's like 6 of them.
Yeah, so they're obviously like, that's very telling to me that they plan to do multiple Marvel sets, or at the very least multiple like of those stones. Right? There's going to be some mechanic, so you're going to want to. People are going to want that Soul Stone.
It would be funny if they do like another Spider-Man, but better.
Yeah.
No, this is what we meant.
Yeah. I think what was interesting was their choice not to serialize it.
Yeah.
I think they potentially did that because they didn't want to serialize future ones.
Yeah.
Just to keep things more consistent. But to me, that's like a huge miss. Like,
well, their decision to include serialized versus not, like I'm kind of curious what drives that for them, right? Because like half of the sets we've had this last year like didn't have serialized things in them. Right?
Yeah,
I feel like they're phasing it out somewhat. Like Lauren's only going to have that Bitter Blossom card that's serialized.
Yeah, Lauren has 1 card serialized.
Yeah, and Tarkir had the same thing, and so did Aether Drift.
Yeah.
They only had 1. So I feel like they're moving away from serialized.
Yeah. Or just using it very sparingly, but
Until Marvel.
I don't understand.
Every superhero has a serialized card.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it because I mean, what brought Final Fantasy and Lord of the Rings were the 2 sets to bring everyone in.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings kind of like what brought me in. And one of the reasons was because of the serialized cards, or it's just, to me, makes a lot of sense from a value and collectability standpoint.
Yeah.
I think sports cards have shown that you can I would say sports cards probably over serializes is the big problem, but it still works. It's good. Like you can over serialize and people still like it.
Yeah.
I saw something, some sports card. There's like a girl on it, like a baseball card.
Livy Dunn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just,
I mean, know something about.
It's like 1 of 1, and
yeah,
someone opened it. They're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
But that would be fun. They do like a 1 of 1, like the One Ring.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the thing for collectors, right?
Yeah.
Like you want. I mean, that's the whole thing about collecting is you want the thing that nobody else has.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so like the only way to guarantee that most of the time, or to kind of communicate that very effectively, is having a serialized card.
Yeah. And I think one of the biggest opportunities in Magic is and it's definitely controversial because I don't think grading cards is a perfect world right now. I think, just to say the absolute least. But Magic is so underutilized in the grading card space for some of the just really rare foils that they had. But I think if they don't serialize cards and continue to release just some of the crazy, like, raised foil, confetti foil.
Yeah.
I can't think about some of the other names on the top of my head, but when you get that in a slab, it does give you like a little more confidence that it's real.
Yeah.
I think we were talking earlier in this week, like people were like, basically gluing together layered cards to recreate some of the like the Bloomborough raised foils.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of scary in a way. So it's like, and not saying like having a slab's like foolproof, but if I'm spending like $500 on a non-serialized serialized card to just collect for a long period of time, I would probably buy 2 grade so I would have a number attached to it that's easy to identify, or buy it already graded just so I know it's like legit.
If it's like serialized, then if you fake that, then somebody else has that
Exactly.
number, right? You can't have number 2 out of 500, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that part of it. Bringing up the grading thing, there's an interesting like kind of conflict in Magic between groups of basically kind of the collector portion of the demographic versus like kind of the people who play.
Yeah.
And like there's kind of a lot of the people who play have a very like anti-collector mindset, and like I see posts on Reddit all the time of people buying slabs, and granted usually in the like 5, 6, 7 kind of range because it's too expensive. And then like
I'm the rent master.
and then breaking the slab so that they can just play the card, right?
Yeah.
So they're like kind of taking those collectibles out of the market in a sense.
Yeah. Well, I think it makes sense because there's there's like utility for those old cards too, because like they don't reprint dual lands anymore. They don't reprint
the reserved list.
Bazaar Baghdad is like a good example. Like if I own a Bazaar Baghdad that's already falling apart, I would absolutely play it in a deck. But if I had an 8 or an 8.5, 9 grade on one, and it was actually worth more because it is more pristine, then there's no way I would ever put that in a deck. So I think honestly it does make sense where like if you have a slabbed 6 of a Bazaar Baghdad, it's like you can't play with it.
Yeah,
and it's really
and
like
it's
a 6 is really not helping it.
Yeah,
you could be like Wubby and play a 100 slab deck.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty funny.
It's obnoxious.
Just hear it like click while you're like shuffling.
I mean, it's hard enough to shuffle 100 cards just in sleeves.
Your deck's like all tutors. You're like, all right, gosh.
Yeah. And in a future video, I want to show kind of how the SpongeBob Infinite Money glitch worked out.
Yeah.
And spoiler, I did grade a lot of the SpongeBob, like just like the commander kind of lead card there. So but that would be kind of interesting to play your commander as a slab. I think
that's fine. That works.
You wouldn't want to do the 99 as a slab.
No.
but I don't know. I can see the game shifting that way. What's kind of interesting is like typically commanders aren't the most expensive cards in Magic. It's just like these old land cards where I could definitely I think it's a good point where I don't personally want to be playing with near mint duels.
To follow up on that point, like the old lands are the most expensive because the old lands are the most useful in the most number of decks. Still to this day, a lot of the value of these cards are derived by how useful they are in the game. Like, and then like the more collector variations of those are like even more expensive, right? If you have like a serialized or a fancy foiling or if it's reserved list.
Well, the reserve list is interesting too because like they can't reprint it even with a newer foil. So I do think that like there's a top echelon of these like top quality reserve list cards are going to be more collectible in the future. I think right now, I think utility definitely outweighs collector in the Magic space, where it's probably the only game really like that. Maybe One Piece potentially, but with all the collector money going into One Piece the last like 2 months, I think that's
changed too.
That's flipped because like literally every sealed box of One Piece is up 100% this year, kind of thing. So it's just been kind of crazy.
It's only been 3 days.
Or not when I say this year, last 365 days.
I know almost nothing about One Piece, but when I'm at 80 on my deathbed, it's still going to be coming out with new seasons.
It's all one season.
No, yeah,
I think 1,000 episodes.
I think they actually just announced they're finishing season 1.
Ooh.
and so we're gonna have season 2. So whatever that. But that I think I got that from Instagram. So that could also be. Fake, but
fake news.
Yeah, but I don't know it. Yeah, I think to answer where we kind of were originally, I think collector boxes have kind of collapsed in price sort of across the board, but I think like Bloomberg is a good example. That those were approaching $1,000 a box last year.
That was insane.
Honestly, I thought that was a guarantee by the end of the end of the year at one point, just because like there were so few of them on the market, and they're so sought after. As a holder of 4 cases, I'm kind of want that to happen, but at the same time, whenever the Spider-Man hit, it was just like money had to be raised to like pay for that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of Bloomburrow was sold, a lot of Wilds of Eldraine was sold. So you saw it fall to like $600. It's currently recovered to about $750.
Okay.
So I would say this year it probably has to be on that same type of trajectory, assuming people still want to collect or maybe don't own that type of box that box yet. And like Wilds of Eldraine's approaching 1,000 again.
Yeah.
Which that was kind of crazy because like you could have bought those boxes for I think $400 at the beginning of the year last year. I bought the 3 behind us. I just got those off eBay at like 600. Like after like basically I saw it. All the ones on TCG Player were bought. Yeah. And I was like, and I was like, there's like 10 boxes left on TCG Player, and someone had 3 at like $100 below TCG Player on eBay. So so I just like bought all 3.
Oh, nice.
Just like that was a little bit before I kind of got into the bigger like reselling that I've done. Typically with like pre-ordering and stuff. But yeah, so like from a collecting standpoint, I think the market's starting to get healthier. I think dips are honestly fine, and they're healthy. Unlike
I was gonna say, because the longer you go without that kind of dip is probably the more of a bubble it is, right? The bigger the reset's gonna be. So like I think ups and downs are probably pretty healthy. I mean,
Fallout's a bubble.
I'm just laughing because that's wrong.
Oh, is it?
how is Fallout a bubble?
Well, what's the highest price card you can pull from Fallout?
Probably serialized.
Yeah, and there's only so many of those.
Okay.
And then what's the next one down? And serialized.
Probably a Surgeful Soul Ring. Probably $200, $300 card.
Is it 200?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's like
dang.
250.
It's a couple hundred.
Well, never mind.
Don't you look like an idiot?
Yeah.
Now, if you could get that Surge Foil Mana Vault in those boxes.
Oh yeah, that'd be crazy. That is the one I want for my personal collection at some point.
Yeah.
Like it would be because I
printed a proxy of it, but it's not foil.
Well, I have the foiled Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Which card is that again?
Smothering Tithe.
Smothering Tithe. Yeah, so I think that'd be kind of cool collection to have, just the crazy, the crazy bonus secret layer cards
that are all like 1,000.
If you're making
that's a very out of touch thing to say. But
if you're making a SpongeBob deck, just do all secret layers and Universes Beyond.
Yeah. I sort of started it that way. We're actually gonna play later, and I built a SpongeBob deck.
Nice.
So we'll see how it goes, but I think over time that deck is just going to turn into like how expensive possible can this like 5-color deck be is basically how they go.
Eventually, someone's like later this year, you're going to be able to make like a 5-color like Avengers deck, but I would just like make it Avengers plus like legendary theme or whatever, and then like you have your Avengers, and then you have just every other major character that's ever come out in like Secret Layer, just like shove them all in there.
I'm doing Zemo.
What is Zemo?
Zemo is you boast and you get 15 black pips out from your graveyard plus other cards if you want, and then you can just cast cards for free.
Okay.
Yeah,
seems
hard to pull off, but then you just like
play everything for free.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too off track because I want to talk about Lorwyn, but
sure.
I did want to say something about Avatar. Like while I was building the deck, I was just like looking at, because it's like it's pretty easy to have all the types of bending in your deck, which when you're playing that on Magic Arena online, it's fine and fun, but in person, I kind of didn't want to keep up with like airbending and waterbending, if I was being honest, because I was just like, and like with the earth bending, like, okay, like, so every turn I gotta remember to turn my land into a creature and give it to do 2 damage. It just doesn't seem that worth it in Commander.
Well, yeah. I've actually, so the Avatar set in particular has grown on me a lot.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know anything about the IP, so like I wasn't hyped about it. And then we opened it, and I liked the art a lot more than I thought I would. And then I've been watching, just having like Commander games on YouTube playing in the background while I'm like sorting cards for hours at a time. And they were playing some Avatar decks, and like actually I really like a lot of the mechanics. Like and Earthbending in particular was pretty powerful. So I want to make a couple Avatar decks now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think building like an earthbending Commander deck that's just about earthbending to me would make sense. Yeah. But to have it like mixed into a 5-color deck that I was just like, that's just like, I don't want to keep up with like 30 things.
Yeah.
I think it would make sense in like a Simic Landfall deck. Where you're just drawing and put so many lands on the field.
The best thing about the earthbending is not making it a creature, but the fact that if it dies or leaves the battlefield, it comes back tapped.
Yeah. Right? I think that's why, because I remember us having this conversation and you were like, well, it's kind of dumb because if you turn your land into a creature, they can just kill it. Yeah. And I don't think I knew enough about it to be like, well, dummy, it just comes back as a land. But
yeah, I'll take the L on that one.
But I misjudged it for sure. I just knew it was good, so I was like trying to make the argument, and then I was just like, okay, well, maybe I have to learn a little more about it.
No, Rob had good instincts on that one.
Yeah. But so why do we think Lorwyn is going to be such a? Because like everything I've heard about Lorwyn is positive. It feels like it's injecting maybe not the same level like Final Fantasy did with like new players and that like we'll probably never see that again. But it definitely feels like as far as like maybe like Bloomburrow level maybe is like a good comparison. Well, like
I feel like Wilds of Eldraine and Bloomburrow, like it's within like the same aesthetic theme, and there's probably be a bunch of sleeper cards in there that people don't realize. If it's like a CDH commander that just came out, the price of the card is going to skyrocket.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. I think the Lumra in particular, I think like people thought it was going to be CEDH like viable, and so it started out really high. And then I think it like dipped and nobody could really like come up with a good deck. But then eventually somebody did. Yeah. And now it's gone back up.
I do like that. Like theory crafting later than like the set was released. And then they're like, oh no, we can break this.
Yeah, because typically there's a lot of decks and it's like a healthier meta for sure. And so would you say Commander's pretty healthy right now overall?
Oh yeah. I feel like the meta is changing a little bit. Mm-hmm. I feel like Marvel's gonna kind of break the meta somewhat because there's some like really weird cards coming out that you can probably break.
And it's interesting because like Commander is such kind of a broad game, right? Because there's so many cards that are legal for it.
Yeah.
That like the meta is very kind of, if we're just talking about like kind of casual Commander, the meta is like whoever you play with, right? Or whatever game store you go to.
Right.
And then there's like, once you get into competitive, then there's kind of a more universal meta.
And like different countries have different metas.
Yeah. And some of that comes down to like just how the tournaments are constructed.
Yeah.
Like I think Japan, for example, they don't give points for drawing. So, and I think they have some other like changes. So like that influences their meta where like the American meta, like most tournaments, you do get like a half a point for a draw. And so like people will gun for wins obviously, but then be way more willing to like lock up the board state and demand a draw.
I feel like the Japan ruling on drawing is better because there's a lot of like negotiating America's CDH tournaments where they're like, well, I could do this I win combo, but I know this guy has a counter spell because he flashed it earlier.
Yeah.
It's just like, do you guys want to tie or something?
Yeah.
Because after I do this, I'm going to blow my hand.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, the only meta I care about is beating my friends. So
that's the only meta most people care about, right?
Yeah. When I'm putting decks together, I'm literally just like, all right, this is gonna mess this up, and
Yeah.
that's why I even like gave Kyle a card. I can't remember the one that was basically like you can't lose this turn because like because Price
Angel's
always
Grace.
because Price always plays just a series of cards where he just
Thassa's
wins right
Oracle.
then or loses.
Well, Price taught us a valuable lesson that you don't need a board state to win out of nowhere. So, which has kind of thrown off, I think, the threat assessment for the group. Now everyone's just like,
honestly, sometimes I'm just like, you should probably target the person without the board.
Yeah.
Because they're probably playing some janky, like, especially like, see, and granted, I play the least amount of decks probably of any Magic player because I'll just carry one deck and then I'll like take it apart and make a new one. So literally, everyone knows what I'm playing at all times. So I'm almost playing like deck list out, which. In like when I played Hearthstone more competitively, that's how tournaments were. Like you could see your opponent's cards before but you didn't have sideboard, so you couldn't adjust what you brought, which I guess is probably different. But you could see what everyone else was running. So you could kind of like create your lines prior to the game. So I kind of like playing. Kind of knowing what everyone's general line should be. Just as a way to like kind of judge it. But if I don't know that and someone's just drawing bad, I'm gonna think they're just like holding a combo in their hand. I'm gonna try to kill them first, potentially.
I think, in terms of piloting, like the most important thing is like understanding how your deck wins, right?
Yeah.
I think the second most important thing is understanding how everyone else's deck wins.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna like influence a lot of your decisions, like when you use removal or interaction and things like that.
I feel like I would win a lot more if I knew how to optimize my plays. Because like I play fast mostly and I just like, oh, this works or whatever. And then like a turn will go by like, oh, I could have done this better. Like, crap. And then I lose the game.
Yeah, Magic's kind of interesting too. Like one thing I don't do well, especially for playing blue, I like really focus on curving out a lot just because I played Hearthstone for so long. I'm just like I'm trying to get more tempo than everyone else. I want to curve out versus like
I play like that too.
Magic, you kind of need to hold back like two blues always. Like if you're playing blue, just to have the threat of playing something.
Yeah, I mean blue in particular, like red and white, I think have a lot of like you're playing tempo. You're playing on curve. Green, you are playing on curve, but that curve is just getting more land so that you can play bigger things faster, like to speed up your curve, right?
Yeah.
And then blue is essentially like you sandbag early so that you can either drop either a huge creature or a huge draw or a combo. Like so that's what all your like low cost blue stuff is, like interaction.
Yeah, when I typically like I don't want to say I splash blue because like typically most of my deck is blue, but I try to have like a win con that's not blue, and I'm just playing blue to like kind of stop everybody else because but that's just how our metas kind of worked out in our games. Because I feel like people like that we play with are pretty. I don't want to say easy to read, but they're like easy to read. like
Price will draw a card and you'll be like, "This is how I win."
Exactly.
He's just like speaking his thoughts out loud.
Yeah.
Or if Brandon has something good, he just goes quiet.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's on to something.
Every time he draws something, he's like, shit. And then like eventually he'll draw something and not say anything.
Yeah,
like,
I think
he's the threat.
I think we were playing. I think it was probably one of the only times I played online where we did the like the webcam like spell table games. And I just like saw like I just couldn't help it. I was just like staring at everyone's face, and I just like saw his expression after like drawing a card, and that's why I was like, Malcolm, you like kill him this turn. And I can't remember exactly what happened. He ended up winning, but I was like, I don't know how he's gonna win or why, but I just know we need to kill it. Which sometimes it comes off mean because like. If you're playing like a janky deck like he hadn't done anything the whole game. So it's kind of a weird thing just to be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna kill you before you do anything.
That's kind of like where the game theory and the social aspect of the game can kind of like cross paths, right? Like if somebody has no board state, it's one of two things: either they're drawing nothing, and they're just having a really bad game, or they're like assembling a combo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so like, do you take shots at that person, and like, is that gonna cause like bad feelings? Right.
Well,
Yeah.
it'll be funny because I would do that with Price, and I would just like hit him constantly,
Yeah.
and then everyone else is just like, oh, he's not doing anything or whatever,
Yeah.
and then he'll win the game.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like, I tried to stop him.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to have those guys on the podcast at some point.
Yeah.
Price
I
would.
don't
Need
know.
a bigger room. For
Yeah.
one.
We'll need a bigger room, and we'd have to coach both of them on social skills, I think.
Yeah.
a little bit.
They're,
I mean, that's magic for you.
I can see it happening completely opposite. I think Price would talk an hour just
Yeah.
straight
Oh, yeah.
about,
Or he won't.
about reserve lists.
He's like, yeah, cards good.
they're both like whatever you're picturing as a Magic the Gathering player. That's
Yeah.
them.
yeah, they're the ones I
best?
wouldn't choose to be on the podcast. That was kind of mean. Sorry guys. But.
I mean, we all know.
Yeah.
They're very good Magic players though, and they're very good friends. But I wouldn't have picked them first to talk for an hour about Magic. It's the way I would describe
I'm
it.
kind of curious what Brandon would say, because he intentionally tries to like piss people off with his community
Yeah.
decks.
It would be
Like,
interesting.
what's your justification?
Yeah.
I'm
The-
just hateful.
Everyone's we have an interesting mix of like play styles. I do appreciate that. Like, I think we as a pod, like everybody wants to win. So like we all kind of go towards a higher power. But everyone also wants to do it in like a unique way. So
Right. Yeah.
like some decks do run like Thoracle combos and stuff like that, but like unless we're actually playing like CEDH decks, like
Yeah.
that's usually not like people, like you said, like you play blue, but you try to not have a blue win con. So
Yeah.
like that's not technically like optimized, right? Or the most efficient way, but it's more interesting.
No way.
Yeah, and like I think I had the Thoracle combo in like that first deck I played the most, and I remember in a game store, like, and I haven't played with you guys in the game store that much, but I literally drew Demonic Consultation Thoracle in my opening hand, and I was just like, I was just like, I ended up, I think I ended up mulliganing it because I was just like, I don't want to like just
Right.
win this on
Yeah.
three turns.
Yeah.
I admire that.
Yeah. Well, it's because like what kind of game experience are you going for? Are you
Right,
just care about winning and that's it? Or are we like having kind of a more relaxed kind of like you do thing, I do thing. Let's see
Yeah.
how those things interact.
I try to treat it as like a very short D&D game where everyone
Yeah.
has like their own story and they're all like trying to kill each other.
That sounds like some bracket 1 bullshit.
Oh God. I think I played a bracket 2 deck and like I hated it. I'm just like, this does nothing.
Yeah.
So, are people actually starting to recognize the new bracket system? Like when you're playing out,
Oh, yeah.
out in the wild?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a couple weeks ago.
So is it just me that's just like, hey, this is stupid. I'm not reading this.
Well, a couple weeks ago,
Just you. But
I was playing against some guy in the game store, and he was like, "Yeah, this is like low bracket for 3 or something," and he had like 7 game changers.
Yeah.
And I think after that game, everyone just went after him because they
Yeah.
were pissed off
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he lied.
because I think the problem, it's people are the problem, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no perfect way to kind of label or categorize like decks
Yeah.
based on power. That's just too complicated of a game.
Yeah.
And so you, to some degree, have to rely on people to represent their decks accurately, and not everyone's going to do that.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that to me, it's like very stereotype of like what I would think of a Magic player to like create this bracket system though. Because they're like, you know what? It's too difficult to be social. Let's create a formula that makes it social.
Yeah.
when in reality, it's literally just like,
A lot of times it doesn't work.
yeah. So yeah, I guess if you follow it to the brackets to a T, it actually would be a positive thing.
Well, and I think it's like you called it like a formula, and like I'm sure some people like look at it that way. But I think the intention was really just to provide some like framework so that people could like, when having the Rule Zero conversation,
Yeah.
have like common understood references of like what because like before it was just what is the power level, and just like on a scale of like 1 to 10, like how powerful
everyone
do you think?
said 7.
Everyone
or 8.
says 7, but
Yeah.
there's no reference point to like what is 5, what is 10. Well, I guess 10 CGH,
Just like
right?
I date only 7s.
Yeah. But like it was kind of useless. So like we needed common language that we could all agree upon to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Else it's just kind of random.
Yeah. Plus, like if someone's playing like a really low power deck and you're playing like a high tier deck, you feel kind of bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my style and the way I like to play, I like to just, I mean, I like to just deck build with like what I have around me. And so typically that means my creatures are a little underpowered and my synergy is probably not perfect, but I like to like make up for it with like the mana base.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like I like to have proxies of like
$2,000 deck that I made of stuff I just had lying around.
yeah, but I mean like everyone has those creatures
Yeah.
lying around, but it's just like the mana base is $5,000-$6,000.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but it makes the deck play so much better.
Yeah. Well, and that's
yeah.
I agree. I really like kind of what you're describing is kind of like a janky deck, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not an optimized set of cards. And maybe for you, it's just what you have laying around. Like I like to look up like obscure cards and try to make them work kind of thing. And like, like having good mana base kind of gives you the best opportunity to actually do what the deck wants to do.
And that's why I think I like playing really just 1 or 2 decks always, because like if there's synergy's not that great, you have so many lines anyway. So like I don't really get bored playing the same deck over and over again, just because there's so many different lines and ways to try to win with it. But I could definitely see like if I wanted to spend more time to optimize things, I could definitely get into like more of the net decking type stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you a net decker?
net decker?
Do you know what that means?
Half my decks are pretty much net.
Is that a
decking.
thing, Matt? Do people call it that, Matt, or is that an old Hearthstone
No, I
term?
think so. Like I hear it mostly when people are talking about like standard.
Yeah.
Because
you have to.
There's more data probably.
And
like on Magic
and
Arena,
people
maybe.
are trying to go from new set to being like mythic and standard in like Magic Arena, like, and so you have to like really grind that game, and so people want to like use as few resources as possible and get there the quickest. So like everyone is just like sharing like, oh, this is how I got the mythic and like net decking that way.
I honestly think that's what kind of killed. I mean, I don't want to say killed Hearthstone, but like just and I mean, I think Hearthstone killed itself because they stopped making like sets where you had to be creative. Like they basically built like synergy themselves, and there would be 10 cards that was like obvious that these 10 cards play together, and so everyone would use those 10 cards. It'd be more powerful than everything else. So like that just like completely broke it. But before that, I think one of the things that made it such a like a powerhouse and so addictive was that people were trying new things, and then like you wouldn't really know what the best deck was until the actual like tournament happened, and you saw the players that literally had Excel sheets and were playing like thousands of games versus your like 100 games. I think that was like the tournament I played in. It was actually, I think I came in second, and it was like the round before the final. I played this guy that had a deck I'd never seen before, and it was incredibly good. But I had Freeze Mage, which just like, said, I don't really care what you're playing. I just fucking win. But
stall you until I can fireball your face.
It's like you have a really scary board. That's pretty cute, but
don't care.
But then like that within a week, that's the only deck I saw on the ladder. And it was just like, I think he had, I don't think he had crafted it, but I think he had just ran into it early. And then got lucky and brought that to the tournament. Kind of thing. So, with the how much data Hearthstone had within a couple weeks, once they had like the deck trackers and like the websites that had all the cards win rates and stuff, you basically had it solved.
I mean, Magic Standard, like the actual paper Magic, like with all the tournaments and stuff, is kind of similar, right? Like they'll put out like the statistics of what deck archetype makes up like the most decks that are brought to the tournament. And like a couple months ago, like is it like Storm or whatever with VV was like literally like 7 out of the top 8 were that deck.
I think that's why people don't play Standard, to be honest, though, because it's just like, why would you like that? That to me is just not fun. So like, why would you do that in person?
Yeah, it's always mono red, or is it?
Yeah. Well, like what beats the mono red?
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing.
I think it just speaks to like, I mean, standard. There's a new standard legal set that comes out like every couple of months, right?
Yeah.
So the balancing and the meta can, not necessarily always will, depending on how powerful the upcoming set is, but like can change very rapidly. So like, yeah, I think when there's essentially one deck type that dominates like the top bracket, then no, that's an unhealthy meta, right?
Yeah.
And then like sometimes they'll ban something or a new set will come out, and then it'll be much more varied, and that's a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I feel like they always release some insane standard card that will break the meta, and then they'll wait like 3 months and then they ban it. It's just like, come on.
Well, but what's cool about Commander is like the cards they banned in Standard are typically fine for Commander.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is fine.
That's why like VV's banned in Standard but not Commander, right?
Yeah.
And VV didn't even win the tournament. It was the mono red deck.
Oh, really?
So it's not even like the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think VV was smothering every other deck though.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's really, I think the worst meta is like a 2-deck meta is like kind of what they ran into. It was like mono red and VV.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah. Which I think they tried, because I mean they banned the fucking crazy like Bloomburrow. Maybe Bloomburrow's, I don't know if Bloomburrow's still in Standard. I assume it is, but
it is,
they had to ban like the little hasty raccoon thing that like or maybe it was a rat. It was like turn 1, just it just starts doming you.
That like the I mean, that's what Red wants to do. I mean, aggro is as like an archetype is very powerful in like those 60 card formats.
Yeah, but I feel like
you should have more health.
I feel like the meta is like a 3-color deck or something. That would probably make it better. But if it's just like 1 color,
I think that if they gave you 30 health, it would it would mix things up a bit more.
Standard is too quick to be able, like 3-color is too slow.
Yeah.
Oh, the aggro deck won again. That's weird.
Yeah, I've noticed like, you know, because like the way I've always played, like, you know, health is a resource. Like that's like kind of an important thing to understand in card games.
Yeah.
But when you're playing Standard or Sealed, it's really you don't have much of it. So like if you use it as a resource, all of a sudden you're on a 1 or 2 turn clock very quickly.
Yeah.
I remember Lord of the Rings pre-release. I opened the One Ring and I was like, oh God, I'm going to win every game. And then I play it, and then the burden counters like slowly kill me. And if they just like set up a defensive board, I can't get through.
Yeah.
Like I'm just killing
Especially
myself.
if you don't have like a bomb, like you need to draw, like if you're paying life for draw, then like you need to draw something that's going to win.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think you guys saw I killed myself I had a really good Bloomburrow pre-release, and I killed myself one game because I had those 2 bats that basically and I had 2 on the field at the same time. And every time I drew a land, it was sick because it did no damage, but I hit like an 8 mana card and just shot myself. And so he just like built up like a big board and just sat there.
Waited you out. Yeah.
Dang it, Bob.
Yeah, the Bob bat.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been the only pre-release I would have had a perfect record had that not happened.
Yeah.
But I typically do stupid stuff with other pre-release. I did like the 5. I hit Alistraza. What's the Phyrexian 5-color crazy card? That it's like
it's not crazy.
Oh, it's not Phyrexian.
From what set?
It was in Final Fantasy. It made me play 5 colors in the pre-release. It was like the
Final Fantasy.
I can't remember her name.
Terra. Yeah.
Oh, did she flip?
Yeah.
No. Okay. It's the card where you play it and then you could look at like the top 10 cards of your deck and then play things out.
Final Fantasy?
Yeah, it was like a list from Final Fantasy. It was like a remade.
A reprint?
A reprint. Yeah,
I have no idea.
I'll have to look it up. It's literally like it wasn't huge in Standard, but it was like a pretty big card in Standard.
I remember we did that sealed event, or it was a draft at the Star City Games convention that came here. And
was it Cloud?
Tarkir.
Sorry.
We did because of the woman, because he dressed up as a woman. Okay.
Yeah.
But we did it was a Tarkir draft, and I got absolutely destroyed.
Oh yeah.
I lost. It was best the first round. I mean, all the rounds were best 2 out of 3, right? And this guy did a really good aggro deck, and I can't remember what I built. It was okay. I didn't hit anything big.
I think I remember because it was the guy sitting next to me.
Yeah.
And I saw him like open stuff. I was like, what?
Yeah. No, the first 2 games lasted, or granted, one of them I was like mana screwed, but the first 2 games lasted like 5 minutes. And then we played a third game for fun, and it was another 5 minutes for that game. So in 10 minutes, that guy got 3 games on me.
Yeah. I think the last round before I got booted was I played that guy and I had like Beto or something, the dragon that's like a big butt dragon, 5/7 or something. But it's just like he kept throwing out aggro pieces. Like there was no stop to it.
Yeah, no, it was just a never ending supply.
Yeah, it was just like I could stall him a little bit, but if
Yeah.
he keeps like card drawing and doing aggro, I'm just like, well, I'm just dead. Yeah. But
I think is it Atraxa, the name of the card?
Atraxa? Oh, that's 4 color, yeah.
4 color, not 5.
No, that it was that. I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you pulled it. You guys both I think you pulled it in a pack,
Yeah.
and then he pulled it in the draft.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was,
Sephiroth.
it was Atraxa.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what was that?
Reveal the top 10 cards.
Yeah. The Grand Unifier?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
There's like a graph.
Oh, like the price?
my
Oh, this is like a.
I see.
This is like a. There's only one in that. It's a damaged one.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, that was like a graph of like a damaged version.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think back
That-
to your original question. Sorry, cutting you off. But like, I think
You can cut off.
yeah, I think Commander is in a relatively healthy state. I think it'll be interesting to see like they did the first wave of unbans, right? And I don't know if any of those cards, maybe Gifts Ungiven, the one that's like a search.
It went down value.
Yeah, well, yeah, but so maybe like that was relevant to some CEDH decks, but like I don't think any of those ban cards really unbans like had a big impact in any meta. So, which kind of speaks to like why were they banned?
Yeah, I think Commander is kind of carrying Magic as far as
For sure.
Playing it in person. And honestly, I think that's kind of keeping the health of the game overall. Cause like, I think that's making a ton of singles be purchased. Cause it's like, if you think about the average Commander player,
Right.
like they're building, like how often do you think we're building like new decks where people are like per like every couple months or something, maybe?
It depends on the person.
We're talking median or average, I guess. But
Like you said, you have essentially one deck that you remake every once in a while.
Yeah.
I've got like a bookcase with like
30
30 decks in it right now.
Oh god.
Half of them are precons.
I wouldn't call you average. I think you're on the. I think we're both on the extremes.
Yeah, I think probably like 5-ish decks is probably normal.
Yeah,
5 to 10. I don't know.
yeah. Which that makes people buy singles. I think if standard was better, that would cause a huge rift in Magic. But
Especially if the
it's-
buy 4 of like the best cards.
Yeah, I think it still has a large impact on the market just because,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you said, you have to buy 4 of them usually.
Yeah.
And you want them now.
Right.
Like it's
To
not
compete.
like later I'm going to build this deck. No,
Yeah.
I'm building this deck because it's relevant right now and I need 4 copies.
Yeah.
And like everybody's doing the same
and they'll
thing.
pay whatever
Exactly.
for those 4.
So like, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Lorwyn, if it has the type of excitement that Bloomborough had,
Yeah.
I think it will bring life kind of back into the game. Even though like I think overall it's kind of normalized itself. It just hasn't been as hypey, but which I think is exactly what we'd expect after something like Final Fantasy happens, where the market like triples overnight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so the fact that it came down in the fourth quarter of this year, I think it's pretty normal for games, but a huge set like Lorwyn, I think will kick the year off really well. I think there's a lot less excitement for the other sets.
Yeah. And I think Lorwyn seems to be kind of a crowd favorite among the people who like have been playing Magic and are really into like the in-universe sets.
Yeah.
So like that's a popular plane, I guess. So I've heard a lot of like excitement from like kind of that crowd, like especially like there's obviously a bunch of people were initially excited about Spider-Man and were excited about Avatar, all these like universes beyond, and now we're kind of coming back to an in-universe set, and so it's like kind of like the other half of the crowd is now excited for that.
Yeah, I think it will be hard, like, to make money on that hype like I was doing early on, just because it's like basically all I had to do is just like make sure I pre-ordered with the big stores first, and then the collector boxes go up in value. That's sort of changed now. I think we're back to the spot where it makes sense to, like, if you can pre-order like near MSRP or like near like where where that is, then yeah, sure. But to me, it doesn't make sense to pay the hypey pre-sale prices right now until we see sets that, you know, exponentially just go up again. Because like even Avatar was really good, and it's still below $400 a box.
Yeah,
I feel like the Shocklands being so different than all the others are gonna just make the box price shoot up just because of those lands.
Yeah, and if that happens, I could see the collector money coming back.
And Tarkir had that too, right? It had Shocklands or Fetchlands? I can't remember.
Fetchlands.
Yeah, and like they
were really hard to hit though.
They were hard to hit.
Oh yeah.
They were full art, and then there was also like the dragon scale foiling.
Yeah.
Which I did take one of those.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to make a prediction, I think Lorwyn's going to bring a ton of juice. But I think what's critical is that the next few sets are not that bad. Like they need a minus Marvel set. Yeah. They need Ninja Turtles to get over the hump. Like they need they need a B plus Ninja Turtle set, which I think that could easily be another C D set.
If Turtles are another like Spider-Man like situation, then we could be in some trouble.
Oh yeah.
Dang it.
What?
I thought we had another.
You want to do the outro? All right.
Trying to get.
I mean,
we just hit an hour.
I completely forgot a minute ago for conversations. So.
What were we talking about?
I think I was pretty.
Yeah, I think it seemed like we were. I mean, we kind of did full circle back to like Lorwyn in the market.
Yeah. Full circle. We wrapped it up. What a great episode.
Cameron totally did not die on us.
Yeah, I really liked that natural ending point we came to.
Yeah, we did really good.
Yeah.
Kyle, how'd you feel about it?
Sometimes things just end.
Yeah, sometimes they do.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? San Francisco, San Diego. Thanks a lot, San Diego.
Go. Don't want to get demonetized.
I thought Malcolm was going to have one. No.
I got nothing.
No, you got nothing.
No.
Well, if you made it this far, you're fucking crazy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Yeah. See you next time.
See you. Don't do the heart.